guys, this is entertainment. He's got sword fights and ghosts and incest and blood, guts, gore. I mean, this is cool, right? And probably the greatest compliment we ever got was from a group of 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders in Aviano, Italy. They wrote us a big card, and on the front of the card it said, "Thank you for showing us that Shakespeare is cool." And I was like, that's what we do. That's what Knighthorse does. Shakespeare. I have loved it since I was a junior in high school and took a class with a very old Jesuit priest at Bellarmine College Prep in San Jose, California. And he would come into class and he would recite Shakespeare in the very old school style of John Gielgud, and he would sing the language. And for our final project for class, he made us memorize a monologue, and I had never acted before in my life. Didn't know what I was doing. All I knew is that these words were special and that they should be spoken to another human being. So I put the girl of my dreams, who at the time was Olivia Hussey from Zeffirelli's version of Romeo and Juliet, at the back of the room, and I spoke to her, and the words just kind of came out of me, and I just thought this is the coolest thing. And then as a senior, I got into theater, and then promptly joined the Navy when I was 18, and kind of got away from theater. But when I went to the Naval Academy, I had a great professor who exposed me to the idea of getting a master's degree in acting, and that you could be an actor without being famous, without being a Bruce Willis or a Tom Cruise, that there were artists out there who were creating three-dimensional art with their bodies and their voices, and no one had ever heard of them. And I thought, this is the coolest thing. And so I went to grad school after I got out of the Navy, and my very first gig, I met Amy, and we fell in love in about 4 days. And I have a very strong personality, and so I was like, let's start a theater company. We actually met at a traveling Shakespeare company, and we said, you know what? We could do this. We could do the same thing that these guys do it, and we could do it better.
And so when I met Ty, my first gig out of grad school, my first audition, that's where Ty and I meet. And by the time we had finished our contract with them, which was about 11 months, and we had decided that, you know what, we wanted to find a way to combine our love of teaching, our love of theater, and our love of each other into one thing. And so what Knighthorse has been able to do is I feel like at least we can provide something to students now that wasn't an option for me, really, when I was in school. That if I had seen it live and if I had heard it live, then I could have had a greater understanding for it. So that's really what drives me.
Do you bite your thumb, sir?
I bite my thumb.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
I bite my thumb.
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir? Oh.
That would be a sword.
Oh, I didn't realize you were pregnant.
We do perform for even preschool kids. I mean, kids as young as 3 and 4. But we also go to senior centers and Rotary clubs and things like that. So adults and public performances. And so during the school year, it's great. It's great for us because we get to go to different communities. We get to learn different things. Each community has different things that they give back to us just in our experiences with the students and the kids. Like there's something really exciting about seeing a group of elementary school kids that can now associate Shakespeare with fun.
The number one thing whenever we do anything is to connect with our audience, whether they're 3 years old or whether they're 30 or 60 or 90. And that all comes from communication, this give and take of you put something out there, you see how it works, and then you adjust it. And it takes a great deal of, as I said earlier, flexibility and kind of, really kind of moving and flowing with the energy that you get back. I love performing for kids, personally. If you guys have ever gone to theaters in the city, I mean, you'll notice that the majority of the people that go to theater in New York City are all at least over the age of 65, if not
most
older
of them
than
are
that.
retired, yeah.
And I personally think that if I can connect with, you guys are a very discerning group. If it's crap, you're going to tell me it's crap. You're going to let me know. But if I can inspire middle school, high school, even college age kids, I know that I'm doing something right.
Well, you are come to be at a happy time.
Oh, I got it! Nabil, that was awesome! Alright, go ahead, one more time. Now, Nabil, I'm going to teach you the secret of Shakespearean acting. Right? The Shakespearean pose. Go like this. Go like this. Stick your chest out. Yes. This. Whenever you say your lines, you have to say them like this. I want you to do that before all your lines. And then say your line. Alright? Ready? All right. And then, when the company was about a year old? No, it was less than that. 6 months. I proposed to you.
Oh no, I was older than that.
Was it a year old?
No, wait a minute. We incorporated
2003.
2003, and yes, you proposed December
of 2003.
Of 2003. Yeah.
Got down on one knee, did the whole thing.
In front of my entire family.
In front of Amy's entire family.
Christmas.
In my uniform, no less. I'm a Navy reservist the other part of the time when I'm not doing this. And Amy had never seen me in my uniform. Never, ever seen me in my uniform. And I came in the whole Top Gun, with the high neck collar whites. I mean, if you've ever seen an officer and a gentleman, I mean, it was just, right? And I still remember, we have it documented. Amy, I came down and Amy looked at me, she goes, "What are you doing?" And it slowly dawned on her, and you could see it wash across her face, the realization of what was happening. She started sobbing. So we've been doing this even before we were married, and now we're going to do it married with the baby, because our baby's going to be here in July, and we're going to take the baby with us on the road and travel wherever we go. And we've been very lucky to build up a lot of great friendships over the last 5 years that Knighthorse has been in operation, and everyone that we've talked to, they're all very excited for us having a baby. They all want to meet the baby. They want to hold the baby. They all want to take care of the baby. So we're like, oh, this is great. And it's great to kind of build that Knighthorse family up, because then when we come to places like Bayshore, we get to stay in people's houses instead of in hotels. I mean, it makes for a really cool experience for Amy and I, because we literally have friends all across the country that we stay with from here to there and all over the place. We stay in hotels very infrequently, but we much prefer to stay with friends.